Hi, I'm Nomi and today we're going to be watching The Owl House Season 1, Episode 5, which is going to be Convention today. And so, as usual, I actually have watched this entire series all the way through several times. And so I will be kind of referencing future episodes and kind of like doing that whole thing. And then after we're done watching the episode, we're gonna go and draw some fan art about what we just watched. So without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Choose duel. And look, I drew a flip book. Pew, 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 pew. Show me the picture. What? Show me the picture. Wait,
I don't think I ever showed you guys, but I actually do have an Azura book of my own. One of my friends made it for me a couple years ago for Christmas, and it's just a box that I can store things in. But look at that, it's super cute, isn't it?
There's something horrible happening today.
Luce, something amazing is happening today! Gus, Willow, hey! It's the annual convention.
The convention where all young witches get indoctrinated into their respective covens.
A job fair for witches! Ida, can we go?
Absolutely not.
I'm with Ida all the way.
Never joined a coven for a reason. Sure, it's like a fun club for witches, but you're also giving up your magical
I
independence.
wish we could have had like a rated R version of this this series. I feel like the type of commentary that we could have like dived into if Dana was given the chance. It would have been crazy.
You shall not chance do it! No more harm! Azura calleth out.
Gotta keep a low profile.
You know, there's something about that specific look of Ida with her hair just like half out. It does something for me.
Maybe this informative event will inspire you to join a coven.
Let's just get
Don't worry, Willow. You're gonna get that attitude knocked right the fuck out of you.
Ooh, what's that?
I think if I were a witch in the demon realm, I think I would probably start with I would probably say illusions. You know, they're very showmanship, you know, forward, but also like, you know, kind of deceiving. And so I'm like, I think it's kind of fun. And it like kind of goes with like art stuff and like, you know, other performance stuff because I was a dancer at one point. And so I feel like illusions just kind of make sense for me. But once, you know, multi-track studies kind of get popularized, I think I would probably start diving into like Oracle. I'd probably get
from now on, that
I don't know.
illusion.
I'd probably get into potions. And by virtue, I would get into the plants because all of this stuff is interconnected. Really, there's no separation of things. Separation is just an illusion of our reality. But that's kind of what I imagine I would end up, you know, gravitating towards if I was a witch in the demon realm. And I mean, obviously, everyone would want to be in the Emperor's Coven. That's like a no-brainer because they're able to use all forms of magic. However, it just...
Coven's bad, individualism good. But I'm still figuring this world out, so I'm going to go in there and make up my own mind, okay?
I just saw her. Huh? She's over there. I think that's her.
I like how King never actually has his own wanted poster. He's always just like tacked on to someone else's. It's in the beginning it's Ida, and then, you know, later on it's Luce's wanted poster that he's attached to. But yeah, I just think that's funny. I can't wait till he'll never really get his own now that the Emperor's Coven is no longer a thing. But like, I would have liked to see an alternative universe where King, like the Emperor's Coven ended up staying in power a little bit longer and we actually got to see King grow up and then, you know, get his own wanted poster. I feel like Ida would be so proud of him.
A new age of controlled magic.
When does that Elite Force get here?
I will say, you know, obviously everyone wants to be in the Emperor's Coven because they're able to use all types of magic, but the reason why people, like everyone, isn't able to get into the Emperor's Coven is, you know, kind of a control tactic, because it's the thing that everyone aspires to be, but if it's like limited positions, that makes it all that more desirable. And so that encourages, you know, the best of the best, you know, like what they say, to apply and therefore get into the coven. But I just think it's, God, it's really infuriating seeing the powers at play, i.e. Belos, just like infecting every aspect of society with just something that is so objectively worse.
The Emperor's will, so be more! The Emperor's Coven awaits you!
And really, all of that is just flowery language made to manipulate you into thinking that the Emperor's Coven is a good idea. And that the entire Coven system is a good idea.
Watch where you're... Oh, it's you. Willow's abomination thing. Hey, Amity. So, funny story. Not an abomination. Sorry for the confusion last week. I'm Luce, the human. Hi. Put that away. You're the one that got me in trouble with Principal Bump, and I never get in trouble. Well...
Girl, if you had just, like, minded your own business, you would have been fine. And also, if that teacher wasn't antagonizing the students into conflict, we would have been fine.
Thanks to King for squashing his cupcake.
Good night, sweet child!
And 2, you admit that humans can be witches too. Fine by me, but when I win...
You know, that the concept really kind of falls flat, like the idea of a human witch. Whenever you think about the fact that a witch is like a species, like I'm just like, I know it's like the premise of the entire series, and like the way Luce thinks of a witch is just someone who is able to perform magic. But I feel like on the Boiling Isles, witch is a classification of like species, like that they have demons and then they have witches and then they have like subcategories of demons, you know, that kind of stuff. So I just, whenever Luce says that she wants to be a witch, my brain is like, yeah, my brain can't, like, it isn't comprehending it, because just coming from this perspective of the residents of the Boiling Isles, I'd be like, you're a human though, not a witch. Go off and like perform magic by all means, but like, you're not, whatever.
I'm coming at you with a blast of fire. What do you do? Oh, that's right. I haven't taught you many spells, huh? Boy, I hope you
I
didn't...
really like how they tried to frame that as just like an endearing moment, but really that was just Luce coming to the soft realization that she is probably gonna die in this exchange.
Introducing Amity Blight versus some human girl.
I feel like that would be more of like a draw to like of this spectacle. The fact that we have a real life human in this fucking duel, and I'm like, I feel like once it got, like, word got round that there's a human battling, the auditorium would have been packed.
Things that are free. People are giving offerings to me.
I think it's amazing that King was able to get like anything more than just like a free pen. Like, I get like a free pen, maybe a free pin or a sticker, but like a full-on shirt and scarf and hat? No, honey, you're paying for that.
I couldn't believe anything you said.
Wait just a sec, Miss Protege.
Hey, what are you...
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I really feel it's really such a shame that the series didn't utilize Lilith and Amity's relationship as, like, mentor-mentee, like, more throughout the story. Like, they set it up, and it was, like, such a big thing in this episode that you think it would have carried out throughout the series, but it simply didn't until a single throwaway line in the finale. And I'm just like, I wish there was more from this. Like, at least some interactions from when Lilith, you know, moved into the Owl House, and, like, after Luce and Amity started dating, you know, would have been nice to at least hear Lilith, like, be like, oh, you're dating my old, like, protege. That's weird. That's crazy. What's up with that? Just something. I would have appreciated just, like, any type of acknowledgement.
Amity, I'm sorry. Seriously, just leave me alone. I didn't mean to embarrass.
And, you know, Amity's frustration is totally justified in this moment. Like, she explains it literally now, you know, talking about how, like, being part of the Emperor's Coven is her future. And, like, it's a totally justified frustration. Like, she's been working towards this her entire life. And to see, you know, just some guy, you know, trying to do the thing that you've worked so hard for, and seemingly as a joke, it just feels like kind of a slap in the face. But, you know, sharing that moment with Luce was just, that's why it was so important. But on to the fight. So the reason why I initially got into the Owl House was because of this scene. It was so satisfying to watch, and it itched my brain in such, like, the perfect way. Ugh. And I just wanted more. I think I got into the series because I was a little bit older whenever it came out. It didn't get onto my radar quite as quickly. But whenever I started watching it, I think the series, the season finale, what either just came out or was about to come out, something like that. And I saw, like, the animation for this scene, and then I saw the one for Grom Night, like, the fight sequence. And I just, seeing that animation just literally, it fills me with so much joy and anger because I want to be able to do it. But, yeah. That's kind of the reason why I ended up watching the show, and then all of the LGBT and other type of allegories and undertones and overtones really just sealed the deal for me.
You make it so hard to want to help you, Evelyn.
Lilith, I see you let the owl lady.
Lilith really does just have the strangest set of priorities, especially like in season 1. I'm just like, first of all, girl, you cursed your own sister. Second of all, the way you're trying to help her is absolutely insane. Also, well, fuck, man, tell her that you were the one who cursed her. I know your whole thing is that you're filled with shame, but, like, get over it. Get over it, tell the truth. Stop being a slimy little greaseball. Alright, and that was the episode. I love the fight sequences, is really the biggest thing from this episode. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I like seeing, you know, obviously the introduction of Lilith, I wish there was like some foreshadowing about Rain. Like, I think it would have been like a really nice drop if Lilith was like, you know, there are whisperings about a new Bard Coven head, and that like kind of has sirens going off in Ida's brain being like, oh, a new Bard Coven head, and then it just kind of I think just like dropping that little bit would have been just I think that would have been mwah. I think it would have set a lot of things up a little bit better. I think I said it last episode, I wish we were introduced to Rain a little bit earlier so that we had that, you know, real question on who cursed Ida. Anyways, we're gonna draw. My brain is kind of mushy. Who knows when I'm going? I don't know. Anyways, draw. I feel like I was very tired by the end of that episode. I filmed that so late at night. It's a little bit ridiculous that I decided to do that in the first place, but no matter. Disregard my weird attitude before. But anyways, here we are drawing as requested, as always. And so the kind of composition I wanted to go with this piece was to have Luce and Amity's hands divide the screen, and then have Ida and Lilith in like action poses, you know, because they end up battling each other ultimately in the end. And I think that is a much more interesting fight than Luce and Amity's, admittedly. Again, it was like one of the things that did get me into the Owl House. I love it whenever children's shows actually have like actual fight scenes. It's so good. And just the general composition of everything, just I love it. I love Dana Terrace. She is like one of my favorite animators and like creators, you know what I'm talking about. And so I'm really excited for Knights of Guinevere, despite all of the things that have been going on with Glitch and the Amazing Digital Circus, but that is not what we are here to talk about. I wanted to mention how excited I am for Knights of Guinevere. I'm also really excited for the graphic novel that is going to be coming out. I think is it later this year? I don't actually know, or maybe it's next year, something like that. I'll like put it on the like screen whenever that is supposed to drop. But I have yet to pre-order it, but yeah, I haven't pre-ordered it yet because I'm trying to save money. I'm going to be moving here shortly, so have to focus on that first. But anyways, here we are, we finally got around to drawing Ida and, Lilith first, and then Ida. And so kind of like a windswept look with Lilith, and then kind of the same thing with Ida, all of that power is swirling around them, all of that good stuff. But yeah, I'm just like really looking forward to more of what the Owl House has to offer, because I'm pretty sure like the premise of the graphic novel is supposed to be Luce gets amnesia, and there's like going to be some stuff with King. I haven't actually looked at any of the descriptions or anything, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of what we're looking at. But here we are drawing Miss Lilith's face, and I really do wish we got I don't know, just like more content with Lilith and Amity. I just feel like it was such wasted potential because it just kind of became nothing ultimately. And so, I wish there was more. But of course, Disney had to cancel the Owl House, so we didn't have time to explore as many dynamics as I'm sure Dana wanted to. But, it is what it is. We're lucky to be able to get what we are, despite the cancellation. And so, always looking forward to that. And so another concept that I kind of considered whenever kind of doing some rough drafts that I did not record. My dog is throwing a bit of a fit right now. He does not like it that I am currently with my door closed. But anyways, another thing that I kind of messed with was instead of having Luce and Amity's hands holding, shaking. He keeps whining at me. But I also toyed with the idea of having, the sigil and the glove that does the sigil making on the wrist. I also toyed with having that being the dividing factor. But ultimately, I decided on Luce and Amity's hands, just because I kind of wanted to have the parallels of, the rivals with the sisters, that kind of thing. He is just not happy with me right now. But anyways, now we're actually working on Ida, and with her outfit, I really wanted to make sure that the tear in her dress looked like a real tear instead of just some jagged lines, and have some seams running up the fabric. I'll add that in just a little bit, but we also have windswept hair for both Ida and Lilith because all of that power surging around them, and I really wanted a sense of motion in this. I really like it whenever my compositions are dynamic. Sometimes I feel like initially I really hold myself back from pushing myself, but as I continue to evolve with each draft, I think it usually becomes more interesting. And then here we are kind of, doing the final touches on everyone, and I'm going to be writing Everlasting Oath around the spell circle around Luce and Amity's hands, and then I'm also going to be writing in Ida and Lilith's name respectively, as well as their title, head of the coven, the Emperor's Coven, and Wild Witch, stuff like that. And just some interesting lighting to make sure our eyes are drawn to the center of the screen, and then they branch off to Lilith and Ida. So I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I also really like the typography that I chose to do. It's all hand done by me. I don't have any fonts or anything. I raw dog it. But yeah, I also wanted to add some more just details to Lilith's clothes because, she is the representative of the Emperor's Coven. So I imagine that her outfit would be a bit more ornate, especially because this is an event where, you're supposed to be showing off the best of the coven, and so I feel like that would also have to reflect in their attire. But yeah, I am, pretty satisfied with how this all turned out. I made a good decision not to do any animations like I did the last 2 episodes, but, that's that. And here is a finished version of it. You can also see it on my BlueSky and, you know, a bunch of other social medias that I'm not gonna bother remembering right now. But I really don't have too much more to say. With me moving and stuff like that, more uploads might be a little bit slower, but you know, it's fine. I'm kind of road tripping for a couple days in a few weeks. But until then, I hope that you enjoy my content. I hope you go follow me on like TikTok and, you know, that kind of stuff. But anyways, goodbye.